Hello, and welcome back to the Taylor Seminars, where we talk about how Taylor Swift turns life into poetry. My name is Hannah, and I'm here with my good friend, Exquisite. Hello.
Hello.
You're not just my good friend, you're also the co host. I don't know why it came out like that. You are the co host. um, we are here to talk today about track 5 on Life of a Showgirl, Eldest Daughter.
Yeah, track 5.
Yeah, Exquisite, what is it with Taylor and track 5s?
Taylor has said, and I think this started as like a fan thing, and then Taylor was like, actually, you guys caught on to something. That track
Or yeah, she
5
kind of
are,
ran with it, yeah.
yeah, she took it from us, basically. And she was like, yeah, track 5s are my most vulnerable song. Not necessarily saddest, but
Right.
most vulnerable for her. Um, so that's what they are. And we've had
Yeah.
some bangers at track 5. Low key, you could say this album was born because of track 5 from Midnights, if you will.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Because track 5 of Midnight's was You're on Your Own, Kid. And that's the song about making the friendship bracelets, take the moment and taste it. And she literally did that. And boom.
Mm-hmm. You got no
Hmm.
reason to be afraid. You're on your own, kid. And it kind of relates to this song um, that we're going to talk about today, low key.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have this vulnerable track. I mean, once people saw the track title, people are like, oh my gosh, she's going to be talking about birth order, birth order. Um, it is a little bit more broad than that. It doesn't have to be just about eldest daughters. Although if you're an eldest daughter, yes, it's about you. Congratulations.
What is happening?
What
Sorry.
was that?
My that was one of my randomly my laptop just started playing one of my students audio messages they sent me.
But
Anyway,
yes, maybe they're an eldest daughter and they wanted to speak up.
yeah,
But
actually, yeah, maybe.
uh, but we have this song where people were like, "Oh, is it going to be something about the pressures of being an eldest daughter?" I will say there have been a lot of songs about being an eldest daughter amongst Taylor's peers. Um, Lorde had a song on her Virgin album. Hayley Williams mentioned it on one of her songs in the album Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party. So I do feel like it was kind of in the air, kind of in the water.
I think so too. It was,
Yeah.
I think, yeah, everybody was feeling that. I am not an eldest daughter. I'm a second eldest. So technically, if we do like birth orders, you're like eldest, middle child, youngest child. I am a middle child in a sense. I'm number 2 of 7. Um, but me and my big sister were born so close together. Me and my twin sister, if you will. Uh, she's older than me, but like we kind of sort of split the responsibilities.
I am an only child, so I'm eldest by default, but also youngest by default.
It
Um,
doesn't work. I also like I ponder and I was having a laugh with one of our mutual friends, Britt, and I was just kind of like, does it count if you are if there's only 2 of you? Can you really be eldest, like EST? Because that kind of implies that there's more than 2 people. Like there
okay,
is only one or the other.
I wasn't gonna mention it because, I was like, is it too, splitting the hairs too finely, thinly, whatever? But it is true. When you have two, it's elder and younger. It's only once you have three or more that you can use the est, youngest, oldest.
Mhm.
But
Mhm. Because
Taylor
I'm an
and many
elder daughter.
songwriters, yeah, elder daughter. But Taylor,
Mhm.
like many songwriters, they go with what sounds good in the song, right?
Mhm.
Elder daughter just doesn't sound as good as eldest daughter, I feel like, for
Mhm.
the purposes of the song.
Mhm.
So I understand why. Like it's like when she sings, "If I were a man,"
Mhm.
instead if I no, she sings "If I was a man" instead of "If I were a man."
Yeah.
Right?
Which
It's
yeah.
supposed to be were, like subjunctive.
Yeah. Yeah, and she does this. She actually does this again on Canceled, where she does something that's not technically grammatically correct. We'll get there, but it's a diction thing, and so I understand that the eldest is a diction thing, and um, I think it's quite important because she was trying to do something specifically with this song. Like there was an effect she was aiming for, and it's literally all in the diction. That's what she was doing. She
Yeah.
was messing
And
with some word
listeners,
choices.
if you don't remember, diction simply means word choice, like dictionary. It's about words, right?
Hmm.
So diction is simply um it's and I know a lot of people are like the words just come out. No, like if you are a writer, you choose your words. You try to find the one that fits, whether it's the meaning or the sound or the symbolism. And sometimes they choose the words because of one of those things, but it's still a choice.
Hmm.
All right, so should I
Exactly.
start with the
Yes.
diction of verse 1?
Yes.
Everybody's so punk on the internet. Everyone's unbothered till they're not. Every joke's just trolling and memes. Sad as it seems, apathy is hot. Everybody's cutthroat in the comments. Every single hot take is cold as ice. When you found me, I said I was busy. That was a lie. I have been afflicted by a terminal uniqueness. I've been dying just from trying to seem cool.
Yeah, okay. So Taylor, when explaining the song, she has said, she was trying for like there's some very like what's expected of people and of women like online. Um and she literally opens it up with like everyone's so punk on the internet. So you can tell she's trying there's a juxtaposition that is being played with.
Yeah,
Um
yeah. And this is something that she's talked about before, right? In You Need to Calm Down, she talks about people taking shots from the internet. This, Taylor sings about tweeting, and things like that. This and growing up as a child of the internet, as a millennial, this is something that she's grown up with, and I've grown up with. I'm her peer, essentially. So there's this, and so she explores in this first verse the idea of what it's like to have the internet be such a part of your life and other people's opinions be such a part of your life. I do think we'll get to it. This is a bit of a red herring opener
mhm,
because it makes you think that this whole song is going to be about like, boo hoo, poor me, the internet hates me or the world hates me.
mhm.
And I think uh, the first time I heard it, I was like, oh my gosh, like why? Like this could have been two lines. Like you could have just done everybody so punk on the internet, everyone's unbothered till they're not, and then moved on. But after hearing her explanation and hearing the song as a whole, I understand why. She's really trying to make you feel uncomfortable with these quote
Yeah,
unquote cringe lyrics. Like
yeah.
she's digging in.
Yeah, and I think I also had a similar like it's very rare almost when it's not rare because but it's rare because in Taylor's later albums there's more songs I like and instantly clicked with than there are not. But this was a song that I really had to like I had to work with because again like it was immediately like I was like, "Oh, that didn't like it scratched an itch but derogatory." Um and I understand like so many people that they had kind of a similar experience with this song. And I think that was Taylor's point. Like she nailed it in that she was like, this is uncomfortable. Like this doesn't necessarily fit in. Especially because I'm like, when we get to the parts where I was like, ooh, she nailed something there and it like gives me chills. And then I'm like, oh, I understand what she was doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's in this verse, she's purposefully overwriting, which is so which I mean she does at times, go, try to she is descriptive and but in this case, the purposefulness of the line after line after line is very like, oh, like Taylor, move on. Like this is you're so good at being concise and like blank space with these, quick couplets and turns of phrases. But in this one, she's still deliberate. right? For example, you have these like apathy is hot, but and then every single hot take is cold as ice. Like you have this opposite, right? We have unbothered versus cutthroat. We have uh like these are all things that do work. Like she's crafted it, but she's crafted it to be over the
Yeah.
top.
And over the top, but also like immediate, like there are things like, there are things that people can put in songs that will like instantly date it, like it'll date the song. And so you can tell she's being like purposefully like dating, like she's singing trolling and memes as a line.
Mm-hmm.
um and yeah, it's like interesting, if you will. But I mean, if we, we're gonna do our line by line like we typically do. Being punk on the internet is just kind of like everybody is. It's literally that same line from say it in a tweet, that's a cop out, but if you say it
Yeah.
on the street, that's a knockout. It's that basically. She's
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and she's used this tactic before also because she's done it on Folklore on the Lakes, which is another song that I have been known to diss. So I should have known this song was going to be really hard for me. She goes, a rose, oh my gosh.
Red Rose.
Red Rose grew up out of ice frozen ground with no one around to tweet it. And I was like, okay. Okay. And she does it here, and the Lakes grew on me, and that I was like, okay, I understand. And so with Eldest Daughter, I'm like, I understand. Like, yeah, everybody is so punk on the internet,
Mm-hmm.
um
Everybody is unbothered until they're not.
like
Something rage baits you, and all of a
mhm.
sudden you are also adding to that dog pile.
I'd love to say I am not hard to
Girl.
I would love to be like, I don't get rage baited, but I get rage baited every day and I fall for it every time. I get so mad. People were purposely rage baiting me when this album came out.
No, this album is literally people were unbothered until they're not.
She was rage baiting.
Yeah, Life of a Showgirl, the rage bait.
Literally, yeah, every joke's just trolling and memes. Like everybody's rage baiting.
Yep.
Um
Yep. And then but then that's interesting, like for everyone so bothered, and yet apathy is hot too.
mhm.
Right? There's also which is crazy. And no one's apathetic about you, Taylor. Sorry to say.
Oh, Taylor derangement syndrome. We all have it.
But everyone's cutthroat in the comments. I love all the C's in here. Cutthroat
Mhm.
in the comments, cold as ice, right? There's this cutting and violence in the k sound.
Yep.
And we talked about the hot take is cold as ice. That's a paradox.
Mhm.
And then we have this vulnerable here now. When you
Mhm.
found me, and when you called for me from Pedophilia, right?
Mhm.
I said I was busy, right? I was like, I'm in my tower. I got stuff to do. I have to like, you
I'm
know,
on vocal rest. I got it.
yeah.
Sorry.
I'm not seeing anybody takes pictures with other celebrities.
Yeah. And then she was literally like, that was a lie. And so being busy was a lie, but like also everything before that, everything in the first verse is a lie. And then she
Ooh,
explains why it's a lie,
yeah.
Afflicted. I see, this is immediately where she's like, let me up the language, let me choose some choice, let me play with diction. I've been afflicted by a terminal uniqueness.
Yep.
Like, okay. Like she's like, I have to be so different. I have to be the most special person. And it makes me literally terminal means like will die soon.
Yeah, a terminal illness like is like
Yeah.
cancer. You like
So
stage 4 cancer.
yeah. So afflicted, it is, so you would hear afflicted with a terminal illness. And afflicted means like it's like you developed an
Yeah,
illness.
like
You have
it happened to you. Yeah.
But the illness is being unique. And then she continues, I've been dying just from trying, which sounds cool, dying trying to seem cool. So she's like, I want to be cool so bad.
Yep. And it's killing me.
Literally, and it's killing me.
Yeah.
And this is where we get into that That chorus.
Hold on, wait,
That
before the
chorus.
chorus, before the chorus. I
Before it,
do
keep
think,
going.
like, I want to go back to your addiction point, right? Like the first verse, it's such purposefully weird slash bad overwriting. And then these two lines in the pre-chorus are like, oh my gosh, there's Taylor. Like, like the Taylor we thought, right? Like, oh, like, right. That those layers of afflicted by a terminal
Mm-hmm.
uniqueness, like this singular stardom she has, which has been afflicted upon her. Like it's almost like a disease, like a
Mm-hmm.
curse. And it's making her
Mm-hmm.
die because, and and it's, and so uh I think, and that's why I think if you can get through, I would say the first verse is a slog. I'm not gonna lie, right? You get this gem of a
Mm-hmm.
pre-chorus, but then we get this chorus. So yeah, go for the chorus.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we get this chorus, and I need to say, um, I feel like okay, I've been dying just from trying to seem cool, but I'm not a bad bitch, and this isn't savage. But I'm never gonna let you down. I'm never gonna leave you out. So many traitors, smooth operators, but I'm never gonna break that vow. I'm never gonna leave you now. In the clean version, it's I'm not the baddest. Um,
Mhm.
and a lot of people have, this is another song in which, like, with Opalite, where people are like, that is giving racism. And I'm like, I don't think that is. Like, only because, and here's where I can say I can understand why people are like, oh, bad bitch savage, because, that was a line in Savage. I'm the baddest, she's a savage, no comparison here. But I don't think for Taylor to say I'm not a bad bitch is not her taking shots at anyone, because the line before is literally said, I died from trying to seem cool, but I am not this. It feels like the same criticism the title of the Tortured Poets Department got. And then Taylor was like, and everybody's like, you're not a poet, how dare you? And Taylor gets on the song, she's like, I'm not a poet, I'm an idiot. And when the pictures for Showgirl started coming out, everybody's like, how dare she try to be sexy? She's not sexy, she's a try hard, and she's trying too hard, and she wants to have a big ass and it's not working. And then you get Taylor on this song and she's like, I tried so hard to be cool, but I'm not a bad bitch. And
Yeah.
so I'm like, she's just admitting what you guys have already said about her. And she's agreeing. And this is not a shot at anybody. But even if it were to be, like, even if she were to say, like, these other people who are bad bitches made me feel insecure and I had to fake it, that is not a bad thing to say. I
Especially if it's true.
Like, if it's true they made you feel insecure, then it's not a bad thing to say. If you say, but I'm not this. So
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
like I tried to be cool. I tried to be this bad, bad. I tried to be the baddest.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Um, and what do you think the "and this isn't savage" means? Because right, she doesn't say I'm not a savage. She says, "and this isn't savage."
I think that is like she's talking about the relationship between the two of them. Like,
Mm.
this relationship isn't like, we're not gonna dog each other out. We're like this, we're not gonna be competing, like vicious competition. We're not gonna be doing any of this. Um, um, but yes, that's what I think that means.
Yeah, that was a great segue because yeah, when you hear and see the lyrics for the chorus, it's she's talking to a specific person. In the first verse and the pre-chorus, um, well, in the most of the first verse, you don't know who she's talking to, and then you realize she's talking to somebody. When you found me, I said I was busy, and so she's still talking to this person, right? I'm not a bad bitch, or I'm not the baddest, and this isn't savage, right? Like maybe like it could be the relationship. I think it also could be like this, my life, right? Like this around me, my circumstances, who people think I am, who I really am, right? Isn't savage, but I'm never gonna let you down, right? Like I am not these things that I tried to be because I thought it would work and make me cool, but this is the real me, and the real me is never gonna let you down or leave you out.
Yeah. And also, you know what this reminded me of? Oh my god. Do you know that song? It's literally the Rick rolling song.
Never gonna give you up.
Never gonna let you down. Never gonna turn around. And yeah, that's what that
That's so funny.
that's
That is,
that's
you
all I
have just
think about.
rickrolled the audience. Well,
Oh,
I sang
sorry.
it, but yes. Well, we both sang it, but yes.
Um
Oh my gosh.
I'm never gonna leave you out. And then Jamie Lee goes, so many traitors and smooth operators, right? Like so many people who have hurt us and betrayed us.
Yep. In Sweet Nothing, we had the smooth talking hucksters. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, these people who tried to come in to try to, uh, I guess, take advantage of us and to prey on our good intentions. Um, and so, yeah, I mean, to me, actually, now that you talked about things that it reminded you of, uh, I saw this on Twitter too, where it's like, but I'm not a princess and this ain't a fairy tale. It's very,
Mm-hmm.
she's kind of had that word pattern. What is that called?
Yeah.
Like,
Um,
um,
I know what you mean.
yeah,
The
yeah,
audience
right.
knows what you mean. The
Yeah,
cadence,
right.
kind
Like
of
it's
something
yeah,
like
it's
that.
not a super interpolation, I would say, but it is like it is familiar, right? This
It's an
I'm not a
illusion, if you
yeah,
will.
yeah, like an illusion. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's very good illusion. And
And I
then
mean,
also,
if in this case, if princess equals bad bitch, low key, yes,
yeah,
because princess is like this, you know,
yeah.
a princess back for when Taylor was singing about "I'm not a princess." For
Mhm.
her in her 30s, it would be like "I'm not a bad
Yeah,
bitch."
and this isn't a fairy tale versus this isn't a savage, right? Like this
Mhm.
isn't savage, excuse me. And so there's this parallelism that we get where before she swung one way, princess fairy tale, not those. Swung the other way, bad, it's savage, definitely not that either, right? She's neither
Mhm.
of those things. And the other thing this reminds me of before we get to the end of this course, which is beautiful, is it also reminds me a little bit of peace. We talked about it last week too, or two songs ago, Opalite.
Yeah.
But this one too, this idea of like, would it be enough if I could never give you peace? Right?
Mhm.
This one isn't so much a question as it's a declaration. I'm never gonna let you down. I'm never gonna leave you out. Right? It's kind of the bridge where with you, I'd swing for the fences, sit with you in the trenches.
Mhm.
Um, kind of that idea of, but again, in the chorus, right? It's not in the bridge that goes somewhere else. It's very much like grounded in this, like, I'm never gonna let you down, never gonna leave you out. And now I'll segue into the end. And she's never gonna break that vow.
Mhm.
What did
The
you think
vow of
when you
never
heard
leaving
that?
you out. I'm not gonna like. I will not hurt this, and I'm never
Yeah.
gonna like. It's just. It's very. I mean. I think that's very like a beautiful thing to somebody say to somebody. It's just like
But when you heard the word vow, did you jump?
a little bit, little bit, little bit. But it because I think this was like the first time on this album we get that like she's like, oh, we're so getting married. This is the first time I think because it hadn't come up yet.
Well, she kind of joked about it. Are you gonna marry, kiss or kill me? I'm betting on
Hmm.
all three for us too.
Yep,
Um,
she joked
but
about it,
yeah,
but
she
here's
joked
like,
about it.
oh, we're like, oh, she's serious. She locked in, and this is
Yeah.
the first time before like we get a run of songs
Yeah.
after where she's it. It comes later in the album where she's like, yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
be together forever.
But
Um,
and to me, her using the word vow was crazy. Like, because
mhm,
the reason why, my dear listeners, to connect the dots is a wedding vow. like, like a vow is sacred, right? A vow
mhm,
is before you and God, back in the day,
mhm,
you and a deity, right? You and a higher power, as in like they're the higher power is the witness to this vow. And so,
mhm.
to me, I was like, oh, like we're doing it. Like,
Yeah,
hello,
yeah.
hello.
Especially because, and then she'll well go into the next verse, Hannah.
Okay. Um, I'm scrolling. The last time I laughed this hard was on the trampoline in somebody's backyard. Must have been about 8 or 9. That was the night I fell off and broke my arm. Pretty soon I learned cautious discretion when your first crush crushes something kind. When I said I don't believe in marriage, that was a lie. Every eldest daughter was the first lamb to the slaughter. So we all dressed up as wolves and we looked fire.
Um, I actually really I like this word. I what I like is when one, it's very interesting for Taylor to paint this visual, even though Taylor has told us she never broke an arm as a child, right?
Yeah.
She told us she's never broken any bones.
Yeah. She said in
Um,
some interview, like L's 30 before 30, things like, I don't know, something like that.
yeah, where she's never broken any bones. But this is another situation of diction. Like she's trying to paint you a picture of like basically the last time I was as carefree is right before I got so extremely hurt the first time. And I got hurt because I was having fun. And
Yeah.
because of that, I learned to be careful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, she's like, the last time I was so jubilant and exuberant and happy, I broke my arm or I had some kind of injury. And I like in my like it, like in my head, because I know she's never broken a bone. Or maybe she hasn't, she lied then. I don't know. In any case,
It doesn't matter.
something drastic happened. She had pain and something. Um, and so, yeah, when that happens, like if you're a kid and you almost drown in a pool, a lot of people get like they're afraid of the water, right? Like it's
Mm-hmm.
normal. You get
Yep.
trauma, like as soon as, and um, so, and that actually segues into, I've used the word segue 3 times in this podcast. I'm so
I
sorry,
mean, but
everybody.
it works.
It transitions into when your first crush crushes something kind, another violent act, right? Where
Mm-hmm.
um, everyone rags on this song, but why would you break a perfectly good heart? Right?
Exactly. I love Perfectly Good Heart. Get behind me. But
I
yeah,
love
it's
that
like
song.
it's so violent. Like your first crush, and it's kind of like you tell them you have a crush on them, and they're like, "Ew,
Yeah.
gross,
Or
disgusting."
they or even something like they like someone else, and that's crushing too. There's
I
just
know. And now
so
you don't
many
believe
things.
in marriage, and you tell somebody that. And I think it's like the when I said I don't believe in marriage, coming after all of this is very important because again it paints that picture of, oh, someone crushed that in her before,
Yes.
the dream of being married.
Yep.
um Also, I will say, like, exquisite lore, I can't ride a bike because when I was 5 or 6, um I got a bike for my birthday, and my aunt was trying to teach me how to ride it, and at the time we lived on a really big hill. And I was so excited to ride this bike and go down that hill. And we were going so fast. And she was supposed to be holding on to me. And she let me go. And I had this moment of like, oh, I'm flying. This is so fun. And then me and the bike went tumbling down. And I never touched a bike again. And I like scraped my whole body up.
Oh
And
no.
I was like, I will never touch a bike again.
You
And then
learned cautious discretion.
exactly, I was like, I don't want to go near a bike. I don't trust any of that. And it's like now that I'm older, I'm like, oh, now it freaks me out to fall. And so it's literally that in this verse of like she was jumping on a trampoline and was having so much fun and then fell. And she
Yep.
was like, okay, no more fun. Like next time I'm not gonna jump on the trampoline at all, if that's what it takes.
Yep. Right. And that's what happened because somebody promised me marriage, or
Mm-hmm.
somebody's promised me marriage, and
Mm-hmm.
they I broke my arm. I broke my heart. And so I said I don't believe in marriage, right? Because I didn't want that to happen again. But it was a lie. And it came about because of pain.
Exactly.
Because she was
Exactly.
trying to be cautious. She's trying to have cautious discretion. Oh,
Oh.
yeah. I do love the way she sings when your first crush crushes something kind. Like she really leans into it.
Mm-hmm. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
Um, I really do. I do enjoy. Again, even with my like reservations about the song, there's so many parts where I'm like, oh yeah, and yeah, that was a lie again. And so we then like right after we get why that lie, like we get the lie of I don't believe in marriage before, and so then she goes, every eldest daughter was the first lamb to the slaughter. So we all dressed up as wolves, and we looked fire. And the thing about this verse,
Pre-chorus, yes.
yeah, the thing about this pre-chorus, right, is at first it, and I actually quite like this, even though I didn't like it at first, because the fire took me out. And then when I realized she was doing these things on purpose, right? She's like, they pretended to dress as wolves. Like we all dressed up as wolves to kind of protect themselves from this slaughter.
Mm-hmm.
And so they looked good. She's like, we looked good pretending too, but I am not a bad bitch, so I can't pretend anymore.
Mm.
So I understand why she did it. I understand it. And something about that understanding makes the song flow for me once I like got it. And I get it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So if you don't know, like the first lamb to the slaughter, like well, first lamb to the slaughter isn't really like an idiom, but a lamb to the slaughter means that you are about to be sacrificed or about to be killed to be eaten, right? It's a sad truth about farm life. And so then she does the play on words like dressing up in oh, sorry. A wolf usually dresses up in sheep's clothing, but in this case, a sheep is dressing up in wolf's clothing, right? Because she's the lamb and she's trying to put on this facade. And then somebody pointed this out to me. There's an Elle article she wrote, maybe the same Elle article, where she says, I keep comments off on my posts. That way I'm showing my friends and fans updates on my life, but I'm training my brain to not need the validation of someone telling me that I look fire emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji. Right? I think to me, it kind of goes back to the um cringe in the beginning.
Exactly.
But also I think she's been using a lot of fire imagery in this album. I think before she's used a lot of water imagery, but I feel like even in Ophelia, she goes like right, like he takes her into the fire. Do you know what I'm talking about? So I'm not really sure what the connection is, but girls really into fire in this album.
Fire hearts. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. It's very interesting. But yeah, we looked fire. She's literally like, we looked like, you know, the fire emoji. Again, it's that she's trying to combine internet slang, as she said it, with like her own version of writing.
Yeah. It's fascinating. As a writing project, it is fascinating. And I do think it's crazy the twists and turns in this song. Someone said it's like she took two songs and like mashed them together. And I can kind of see that, right? Where she fakes us out after the first verse. But yeah, well, let us continue into the bridge.
My favorite part of the song,
Everyone's
right?
favorite part.
Oh, of course it is. Literally, it's so, I'm just gonna read it. We lie back, a beautiful, beautiful time lapse. Ferris wheels, kisses, and lilacs, and things I said were dumb because I thought that I'd never find that beautiful, beautiful life that shimmers, that innocent like light back, like when we were young. Every youngest child felt they were raised up in the wild, but now you're home.
That is, see, that's the
So
thing.
beautiful.
Like you get through all this. Okay, so this is why I think Eldest Daughter works for me. You get through all the cringy shit in life and all your fakeness and your dressing up as wolves and all of your trying to look fire and all that. You have to get through all that cringe in your own life and all the trauma, like breaking your arm and crushing something kind, to get to this epiphany, right? This moment in your life where you finally get that beautiful, beautiful life that shimmers, right? Like
Exactly. And it's the innocent light. She's like the innocent light of jumping on a trampoline and not having an awareness in the back of your mind that you will fall because you've never fallen before, right?
Yeah.
Like it's back, like it's innocent and it's joyous, right? And the whole thing, she's like, things I said were dumb is so interesting to me because of like Taylor at her core is like this romantic, and we have all known this. But to have at some point, she was like, you know what? I don't even need any of that. I don't need that. That's dumb. Fun is dumb. Fun is such a stupid word. I don't need any of this fun, And then she's like, wait a minute. Kissing on Ferris wheels and like lilacs and like all of like those beautiful things you see in movies, like a montage.
Mm-hmm.
It's not dumb. And I only ever
not.
said it because I was scared and hurt and I thought I'd never get it.
It's beautiful.
And that's why it's track 5. And
No,
I will defend Eldest Daughter's right to be track 5, actually, because
and
of that verse.
and I do think that is why I've been reading a lot of reviews, obviously, about TTPD, especially print ones. I haven't done a lot of like YouTube reviews, but I've noticed that a lot of older people really like this song. And I think it's because they can kind of see the meta arc of this song a little
Mhm.
better, right? Because they are able to cut, like, yes, a lot of them still call it very cringe. The New York Times critic, I think John Caramonica, Rob Sheffield of Rolling Stone, like, they know that this song is cringe, but they also understand that that's life. Like, you look back on your life and it's cringe and like, it's embarrassing and terrible, and you make so many mistakes and you get hurt so much. But then when you are able to lie back and get that light back,
Mhm.
it's incredible. Let's go through this line by line, because okay, so
Yeah.
we lie back. So it's like you lie back, you were reclining at a movie theater to see this on the screen, or you're lying back literally on like a field and looking up at the stars, and you
Mhm.
suddenly get time lapse. That's why I think about it as screen, or like,
Yeah.
or like somewhere like you're imagining, and you get this montage of beautiful things. So Ferris wheels. I mean, Taylor sings about like Coney Island, where did my baby go? But then there's in happy ways, right? Kisses, sweet kisses, lilacs. Dude, lie back, time lapse lilacs is crazy. Can we talk about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's crazy. Also, you saying beautiful things, it reminds me of that Taylor's like song of innocence where she's like in 7, she's like, are there still beautiful things? And
yeah.
then what is it? Is it This Is Me Trying? That's like your flashback on a film reel on that one screen in my town.
Mm-hmm.
And she's getting all of that like back before she was so worn down and weary. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, no, that's not dumb. It's beautiful. And she said the repetition of beautiful, beautiful time lapse and beautiful, beautiful life.
Yeah.
Because like, what more can I say? It's beautiful.
Yeah. And as every good poet analysis person knows, a repeated word in poetry is like bolded, underlined, exclamation pointed, right? That's how you do it.
Yeah. It's not
And then
savage, it's not fire, it's beautiful.
yeah, and then she thought she'd never find it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it shimmers, that innocent light back. That's crazy. Lie back, time lapse, lilacs, life
Mm-hmm.
that, light back. Jesus.
Mm-hmm. And then the way she sings it is so beautiful. Like
So
and
beautiful.
again, this is why I'm like, I understand why she put it at track 5, because she is like the whole thing of admittance of like, I had become world weary and now I am not. And because I don't
No,
have to be.
I
I don't
love
have
that,
and then
because
yeah,
oh, go for
you
it,
go.
go for it. You go
No,
first.
you go.
Okay, because I'm gonna talk about another album. So if you're sticking to this album, you can keep going.
No, you can go. You can go.
All right. So one of TTPD's themes is youth, right? Losing
Mm-hmm.
your youth, right? Like, So
Having
Long
it
London.
stolen.
Yeah, stolen youth, like pissed off you, you something youth for free.
Let
What is
me
it?
give you all that youth for free.
Right. Yes. And then the underrated song Robin, right? Where she's like we're gonna slow down everything. We're gonna keep you protected, because when you lose your innocence, it's gone forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But here she gets the innocence back, which is
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
And she thought that she would never get it back.
Oh yeah, she never
Like
thought. Yeah.
that's the thing. It's like she was so certain. Um, Also on TTPD, she's like, literally, and I hate it here, where she sings about, when she was a child, she would make things up, and then she would retreat to this like garden in her mind. And
Hmm.
she had to retreat to her garden in her mind at that time, because she was like, I it's my eternal consolation prize, because I can't get what I want. Like that garden, no one's ever gonna find me here, no one's gonna join me here, because I hate everything. And there are things she said were dumb, like little kids playing games, and she said that game was stupid and they shouldn't play it.
Yeah, she totally felt trapped by her past, right? She's
Hmm.
haunted by her past. Will we watch our like Dancing Phantoms on the Terrace, right? Like
Hmm.
watching Wild Horses, right? Like there's like literally all of Chloe Sophia San Marcos, right? It's just
Hmm.
I'm floating in your orbit forever, and yet there is this. She didn't see it, but there was a path where she can get over those things and
Yep.
remove those things and have this time lapse of the beautiful things that she can now return to and have again. Like,
There are
what?
still beautiful things, Taylor. Yes. Yes,
Yes.
she asked it in folklore. She was like, "Are there still beautiful things?" And for Eldest Daughter, she's like, "Yes, there are." Um,
Yeah.
and then she kind of like she crosses a bridge kind of, and she reaches like ha ha ha, ha, crosses the bridge, and she like reaches the connect she reaches out to connect, and she goes, every youngest child felt they were raised up in the wild, but now you're home. So she like reaches back after like opening up and like promising this vow of, like, I'm never going to leave you. The reason she promised that vow is because he felt left and alone and wild. Like he was to fend for himself, while she was made to be a sacrifice, right? Every
Hmm.
eldest daughter, first lamb. Um, the youngest child is like, they're not watching you because they're too focused on the older one. And
Yeah. Or yeah.
yeah, like you're put out to roam for yourself while the oldest one is being sacrificed. But you're with me now. You're home.
Yeah. I would even say the we starts in the bridge because it's we lie back, right? Like
Hmm.
they're like holding
The
hands
reach
together.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They're holding hands together and now they're home together. Like what? How beautiful is that? Like they've like
Hmm.
again, we're not saying that the oldest and the youngest child is the only match, but there is this kind of thing where like we found each other, right? Like
Hmm.
that's what, like we found our home
Yeah. And
together.
then it's also like they immediately go like, I'm not a bad bitch, right? I'm not dressed up as a wolf. And this isn't savage. You're not out in the wild. We're in here,
I
like
love
together.
that. Yeah, the I'm not a bad bitch links to the dressing up as wolves, right? Like,
Hmm.
and this isn't savage yet. We're not in the wild. We are not um and also like this relationship I think isn't something that's going to tear us apart, right? Or tear each
Hmm.
other apart. Like this is peaceful. Like this is true peace.
Hmm.
Ugh,
It can give, and also the acoustic of this is very beautiful and very good.
yeah.
But yeah, and I've seen like so many edits where people edit that that bridge of,
It's
because
I
it
love
just
those
is so
edits.
beautiful, you
It
know?
is. It
And I
is.
understand why it's track 5. Like I get it, because that is so open and vulnerable to be like, I lied about being busy, and I lied about not believing in marriage. And the reason I lied is because I was so scared of getting hurt again. And I
And
didn't need to
then
be scared.
but now I've recaptured or I'm reclaiming my innocence, right? Give me back my girlhood. It was mine first. Is like,
Hmm.
oh my gosh, I have that innocent light back. I have it back, like
Hmm.
when I was young. Whoa, whoa.
But yeah, so I do think like calling it eldest daughter, she was really, I think, calling of it, she was just kind of be trying to be like, I put on a bravado to hide my like soft underbelly, because
Yeah,
I don't want them to hit it, like I don't want to be hurt again. So I told all these lies, and I didn't need to do that with you. And
I
you
don't
don't
need
need
to do
to,
that. Yeah,
yeah, I don't need to do that with you. And you don't need to like be a vicious thing because you grew up like savage in the woods, you know, in the wilderness. You grew up all around a bunch of animals that were raising you because they just put you out, let you do whatever you want. You don't need to do that either, because guess what? You can come back in the house. We're here together.
Yep.
Very cute.
Yeah, and very beautiful and romantic, and like romantic even in like the romantic poet's way, right? Like they were searching for emotion and connection and beauty, um and nature. So and that is one thing I do love about Taylor, which is like she does connect a lot of her songs to nature, like the lilacs, and even the wild and stuff like that. But I think it's quite beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Any other thoughts before we pick our emoji?
I don't have any other thoughts. I do defend its spot at number 5. I don't think Ruin the Friendship would have been a proper number 5 for what it could have been, but I understand why Eldest Daughter is here. And it
No,
did.
the more I think about it, I think you're right. I actually don't think Ruin the Friendship would be a good track 5. I think Eldest Daughter is the correct track 5.
Yeah, I'm looking like at all the songs, and I'm like, the only other song that could have maybe been a track 5 is Wish List, and we'll get there.
We will get there.
We will get there, but
emoji options.
Maybe a wild animal. Any
I mean,
wild animal.
there is wolf. There's a wolf.
Is wolf cheating though, since that's a line?
Oh.
But you could be wolf if you have it in your heart to put a wolf emoji. Sure.
Yeah. How about you could do a wolf or a lamb?
Yeah.
Wolf or a lamb. Yeah. Right. Well, yeah. We'll see who.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you want to comment on Spotify users, I think you can comment. I think if you're listening on YouTube, obviously, and if you're on neither of those, you can just on Twitter hashtag Showgirl Seminars or come find us.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
we love the comments. Yeah, I read them all the time.
I do too. You guys are so great. Thank you for sticking around with us. And if this helped you to appreciate Eldest Daughter a little bit more, we're so glad. If you still do not get it, that's okay.
Yep, that's okay. There are 11 other songs for you to play with.
Yeah, 11 other songs. So yeah, we will be back next time with Ruin the Friendship. That'll be a banger
and it
episode.
Will not be convenient. So
it will not be. Honestly, we're so sorry that our episodes have not been convenient, that we keep posting them at random hours. But you guys still love us, so we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for listening.
Yes, thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. It was not